pregame press conference, how hard it is, the Wizards come in, they don't really, they don't have any pressure to win that game, and then you finally see it's really hard to get into it and find the rhythm. So what are your thoughts on that game, how it turned out?
Man, they came out all guns blazing. Again, regardless of the opponent, we want to try to make sure we're playing the game the right way on both sides of the ball. Kudos to Brian Keefe and the rest of the staff over there. They have those young kids playing extremely hard, regardless of their record. They're going out, playing the right way, moving the ball, hustling. One of the fastest young teams in the league. And they put pressure on you. It's a tough team to play coming off a back-to-back, a really high emotional game from last night. But we found a way. We found a way to win and just kept chipping away at it. Some unfortunate plays. Some plays didn't go our way. But, as good teams do, you have to find ways. It's not going to be pretty every night. It's extremely difficult to win in this league night in and night out. But our guys pulled together when we needed to and made the plays when we needed to.
Darvin, you did hold them to 5 points in the OT. Obviously, you held the Clippers with I think 16 points in the fourth quarter. What do you have to do to get that kind of more consistently throughout the course of a game from this back-to-back as you move into Saturday's game?
I mean, it's just a matter of, energy, effort, awareness, being alert, being proactive and not reactive defensively. Again, doing your work early, and everybody doing that consistently. And we'll go back and look at some of this and try to learn from it, grow from it. It's again, like I mentioned, it's just human nature. It's a tough game in scheduling in terms of coming out of, a huge LA versus LA game. Everything surrounded the game last night. Last time matching up with those guys in this building, and then coming into tonight knowing that you have Denver coming in here on Saturday, and then against a especially young, fast team that has shooters, playmakers, that's throughout their rotation. So I'm just happy we were able to hold the line. Got put on the ropes there a few segments in the game, but again, once we got into overtime, guys stepped up, got much needed stops when we needed to, and was able to make plays on offensive end.
Hey, Coach, Cam only played 4 minutes. Was that because was his ankle bothering them in the second of a back-to-back, or was that just you giving other guys?
Just experiencing a little bit of soreness, and hadn't not played in almost 3-4 weeks, whatever it was. Playing last night, gave us some huge minutes last night on a back-to-back. We just decided, just to put him on ice early and make sure he starts the process of being ready for Saturday. And we have Max. Max is more than capable of filling that void, so we were able to get through it.
Darvin, apologize if this was asked already, but how big was that 5-point swing that LeBron had of the block on Poole, and then the next possession comes down, hits the three, and ties it? It felt like they were about to go up 5. Instead, you guys tie the game. Just that sequence there.
It's huge, man. Coming off a game that he had last night, pushing himself. That's why he takes good care of himself, and the fruits of his labor on full display with plays like that. And he could easily just conceded the layup, whatever. But no, he's a highly competitive guy. So he's 4-time champion, and we needed every bit of that. And so him being able to make that play definitely gets the crowd energized, gets his teammates energized, and we were able to go back and make a play on the offensive end as well.
Last night, a couple of the guys said the win wouldn't mean anything if you weren't able to capitalize and get the win tonight. So I know it took overtime, but what do you guys carry forward? I know you got a big test on Saturday too.
Just not the letdown. Yeah, we could have played better. Some things we could be a little tighter on tonight, but at the end of the day, a win is a win, and you much rather deal with the wisdom instead of the lesson in terms of losing a game like this. But we found a way, and there's great things you can take away from this game as well. Just things not going right. We feel like some drives that we didn't get foul calls after we were hit. All of that is fine and dandy, but the fact that we gritted, we had to grit and grind to push through and come out on top of one of these this one specifically, it's a good sign.
Darvin, staying on Saturday, we all obviously know what happened last year in the postseason, all the talk back and forth in the summertime, opening night, back in, earlier in February, obviously, that's right around the trade deadline, a lot of stuff going on, but you guys are hosting the Nuggets, you guys are coming off a couple wins, and you are trying to build this momentum towards the postseason, like, how equipped are you for this moment against a team that is the defending champs?
Well, I think we will be definitely ready and willing to go compete at the highest level. Going into a day off tomorrow, it's a 5:30 game, so guys are starting the process as we speak, the recovery process to fill their cups back up. Everybody's well aware of not really what's at stake. You don't want to go too crazy with one regular season game and make too much out of one opponent, but they are who they are. They're the defending champs. I'm sure I won't have to do anything extra to get the team's attention and their focus in the right place. So I look forward for a hell of a basketball game, and we're going to do our due diligence to make sure they have the right information. But first and foremost, having our guys ready to compete at the highest level for 48 minutes or however long it takes.
Sorry. Darvin, you guys got to 30 assists tonight, but it took overtime. You haven't hit that mark since prior to the All-Star break. Do you feel like the ball movement has been where you like it to be coming out of the break, and is that just kind of recapturing rhythm?
I think it's just recapturing the rhythm. This is our fourth game after the break. We'll get there. I just love the way we're competing. We're really competing on both sides of the ball. We have our lapses here and there, but for the most part, for the duration, the long-term process of the game, we're competing, we're fighting. Those rhythmatic passes and shots, they'll definitely come back, and it's also predicated on our defense. The more we can turn teams over, the more we can force teams into bad shots. You get runouts, and when you get runouts, you get kick-aheads, you get hockey assists, pass that leads to the pass that leads to the basket, and so we just have to keep working at it. And again, the activity defensively and just our running habits and us playing with a lot of pace and energy.
You mentioned the competitiveness. The Clippers were over 50% for most of the game, if not all of it. I think the Wizards, I don't know, they finished over, I believe, 50% tonight from the field defensively. But when it's come time, like you guys have been able to kind of find the stops. Are you encouraged by that, or more kind of discouraged that it's like
I'm encouraged.
That it's come to like it's not a consistent thing?
It's there. That's the only. I wouldn't even call it a concern. That's the only issue. It's like, how can we make last night's fourth quarter, tonight's overtime, more consistent? No one is going to play lockdown defense for 48 minutes. Players, teams are too good in this league. So you have to make timely stops, but you also have to have long durations of activity, alertness, doing your work early, really that laser focus on that side of the ball, because the truth be told is just that side of the ball, when you're really good on that side of the ball consistently, then it frees up a lot for your offense. As you mentioned, the 30 assists. Well, a lot of assists comes when you're playing in transition a lot offensively. So if we're able to, again, sustain what we're able to do versus the Clippers in that fourth quarter, and tonight versus the Wizards in our third quarter tonight was a lot better based on, of the four quarters in regulation. But again, we just got to continue to study the film, talk about schemes, matchups, what have you, and continue to get better at it.
Good evening, Coach. LeBron is just 9 points shy of the 40,000 mark. Could you have a comment on this incoming achievement? And maybe he mentioned it today as a possibility in the last minute. I don't know.
Nah, he's not really even talking about it or whatever, man. I'm pretty sure, he's a highly intelligent guy. He's aware of it for sure, but he's not. It's not something he's talking about, like trying to get his teammates to give him the ball more. He's just going out there playing LeBron James basketball and trying to do everything we're asking of him, do everything in line with his teammates. And what an amazing feat. Obviously he will get there at some point, and it's a huge, huge, huge testament to all the work he's put in over all of these years. And how well he's taken care of himself, and you know the way he's played at a high level and everything on the list. But you know, it's a hell of an accomplishment, and look forward to him completing the task.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.